Halloween is a night steeped in mystery and tradition, often invoking images of jack-o'-lanterns, costumes, and sweet treats. However, beyond the realm of cheerful trick-or-treating and spooky decorations, the veil between the living and the unliving is at its thinnest, and history has borne witness to these eerie, inexplicable events that occurred on this night. My name is AJ Spatola with Most Amazing, and these are the top 10 scariest events that happened on Halloween. At number 10, the son of Sam predicts an unaliving. Back in 1981, Halloween brought more than just spooky costumes and candy. It bore witness to a chilling event that still sends shivers down our spines. Imagine this, a prediction of an unaliving made by none other than David Berkowitz, famously known as the son of Sam, while he was serving time at the high-security Attica Correctional Facility. Berkowitz foretold a haunting narrative of a cult-driven unaliving, a tale that was initially dismissed as fiction until it materialized into a real horror story. During the eerie early hours of that Halloween morning, within a Manhattan home, the lives of Ronald Sisman, 39, and Elizabeth Platzman, 20, met a tragic and violent end. They were savagely beaten, fatally shot, mirroring Berkowitz's detailed description of the apartment layout and the involvement of a cult. The bone-chilling aspect is that the unaliving eagerly aligned with Berkowitz's narrative, which remains an unsolved mystery. Whether it was an uncanny coincidence or a bone-chilling premonition remains a haunting question that still sends shivers down our collective spines. And number 9 is the trick-or-treat unaliver. Ever thought Halloween was just about harmless scares and fun costumes? Well, let me tell you about a bone-chilling event from 1957. Picture this, it's a quiet Halloween night, shattered by an unaliving that unfolded like a scene from a thriller. You see, Peter Fabiano, a seemingly regular guy in California, was shot with a pew-pew at point blank in a horrifying trick-or-treat unaliving. The plot thickens with a tangled web of relationships. You see, the prime suspect, Joanne Rebel, was entangled in a love triangle involving Fabiano's wife, Betty. The motive was jealousy. See, Rebel felt scorned and hatched a plan to eliminate Fabiano. The story takes a sinister turn as Rebel manipulated Goldine Prizer into executing the fatal shot. Dressed in a disguise, Pizer pulled the trigger, believing she was under Rabel's control due to a supposed spell. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna hold up in court. Their crime was discovered when an anonymous tip led police to a hidden pew-pew. The ladies were caught, confessed, and ended up serving time for their chilling act. And number 8 is the Cradle Snatcher. On an eerie Halloween night in 1997, something terrifying unfolded. Nima Louise Carter inexplicably vanished from her locked room, her empty cradle a haunting mystery. A month passed before the grim discovery shook her town. Her body was discovered in a long-abandoned house's refrigerator. But the horror didn't begin and end there. You see, a year earlier, 2 twins fell victim to a similar chilling abduction, lured out of their home and trapped in a refrigerator, identifying their babysitter as the malevolent force behind the ordeal. And shockingly, the very same babysitter later emerged in connection to Nima's case, yet never faced conviction. The babysitter was eventually charged for the twins' unaliving, serving a life sentence, but maintained an eerie silence about Nima's tragic fate. At number 7, a prank gone wrong. Halloween is a time when the line between playful and the pearliest blurs, which showcases an unsettling reality beyond mere ghost stories and spooky costumes. In a chilling incident back in 98, the Bronx became a stage for a horrifying event. Picture this, a man simply waiting in his car to pick up his girlfriend's son from a joyous Halloween gathering, but out of the night, a group of rowdy teens appeared, bombarding the vehicle with eggs and sparking a tense altercation. Now, seemingly pacified, the man returned to his car, only for the situation to take a dark turn. In a sudden tragic twist, one of the teenagers drew a weapon and fatally shot the man in the noggin. At number 6 is a plea for help. This dude from Oregon was unboxing Halloween decorations only to stumble upon a plea for help, a chilling letter seemingly penned by a Chinese labor camp inmate. It detailed the harsh conditions of their imprisonment, sparking international concern. This wasn't your typical Halloween scare, it was a real-life horror story. The investigation into this revelation highlights the dark side of production processes, drawing attention to the forced labor allegations. You see, China's labor camps, where individuals are detained without trial for minor infractions, are under the spotlight. And this isn't an isolated incident either. Reports of labor conditions at Chinese factories have triggered global scrutiny. Instances like the Foxconn strikes and the previous worker unalivings have led to reevaluations of the workplace regulations. Halloween might seem spooky, but real-life horrors like these paint a much scarier picture. At number 5 is the Indiana ice skating experience explosion. On Halloween night in 1963, an eerily unexpected and catastrophic event transpired at the Indiana State Fairground Coliseum during the Holiday on Ice showcase in Indianapolis. See, what was meant to be an evening of festive entertainment quickly turned into a horrifying nightmare. You see, as the clock ticked past 11 p.m., the bustling atmosphere shifted drastically. Leaking propane gas, unbeknownst to the attendees and performers, erupted into a devastating explosion. The force of the blast shattered the tranquility, causing the floor to cave in, leaving behind a haunting, immense crater. The calamity claimed the lives of 74 individuals, inflicted injuries upon roughly 400 others. Eyewitness accounts painted a haunting scene, likening it to a ghastly wartime experience. One reporter vividly described the aftermath as a surreal and distressing sight akin to something witnessed on the battlefield. At number 4 is The War of the Worlds. Orson Welles is a visionary actor, writer, and director who orchestrated a radio drama titled The War of the Worlds, which cunningly simulated a Martian invasion through radio announcements. The show was designed to mimic actual breaking news, immersing listeners in a vivid narrative that blurred the line between fiction and reality. The outcome was pandemonium. A large proportion of the audience, unaware of the broadcast's theatrical nature, fell victim to panic, convinced that aliens were actually wreaking havoc in New Jersey. The broadcast's realism was so persuasive that it captured the attention of approximately 12 million listeners, and shockingly, around 1 million of those believed the otherworldly invasion was authentic, and the result was utter chaos. At number 3 is Houdini. So picture this, it's 1926 Halloween night, and Houdini just wrapped up one of his most astounding performances, but it wasn't all smoke and mirrors. See, Houdini was showing some students in Montreal a few tricks of the trade when he dropped a rather bold claim, bragging about how his abs were so rock solid that they could take any punch. Well, the student, likely thinking challenge accepted, sucker punched him right in the gut not once, but twice. Houdini initially brushed it off, but soon he was clutching his stomach in agony. Turns out those punches had ruptured his appendix, leading to a fatal poisoning. But here's where it gets spooky. You see, rumors suggest that it might not have been an accident. Some believe that Houdini was silenced by spiritualists, a group he had been exposing as frauds in his quest to debunk the supernatural. A Halloween trick that went too far, or something more sinister? I'll let you guys be the judge down in the comments. At number 2, that's not a decoration. In 2014, Halloween took a chilling turn when a scene straight out of a horror movie unfolded on a New York street. A man dragging what appeared to be a headless body out of his apartment, kicking the head across the street. People, thinking it was just a macabre yet convincing Halloween setup, chuckled nervously, but as the night wore on, the truth emerged, shattering the assumption that it was all just a spooky spectacle. The decoration turned out to be Patricia Ward, a real person, decapitated by her own son, who struggled with mental health issues. After leaving his mother's body in the street, the night took an even darker turn as he tragically chose to end his life by stepping in front of an oncoming train. At number 1, poisoned candy. Halloween is a night eagerly awaited by kids for the thrill of dressing up and the promise of a bag full of sugary treats, but in 1974, it took a terrifying turn, leaving a lasting mark on the holiday. The culprit was none other than Ronald Clark O'Brien, a figure not from a scary movie, but a real-life horror. Disguised as a caring father out trick-or-treating with the neighborhood kids, O'Brien did the unthinkable. He distributed pixie sticks filled with cyanide to unsuspecting trick-or-treaters, including his own, all while pretending to revel in the Halloween spirit. His motivation was a horrific and twisted plan to claim his son's life insurance money. That's not just a family tragedy, it's a sinister attempt to make an urban legend a reality. This night of innocent fun turned into a night of unimaginable horror, a stark reminder that even in the midst of joy and harmless festivities, there can be genuine danger. As we bid adieu to this ghoulish night, let these tales of spine-tingling terror serve as a cautionary whisper, echoing into the darkness, reminding us that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, lost in the mystique of Halloween's eerie embrace. As always, if there's a scary Halloween event that you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ Spatola with Most Amazing, and I'll catch you all in another video. Happy Halloween.